some initiatives that we should all be aware of. Oh, here he comes. I feel like this. The Price is Right. Come on down. Matt Hawkins, go ahead and you have the floor. There's a microphone there that has a... You would talk about the 11 initiatives, and please remember we have our online audience, so use your mic.
Okay, appreciate it. For everybody that's listening online, I'm grateful to be here and be involved in this project. This is a statewide project where an individual that has been trying to find a way to help restore Washington back to its greatness that it once had. He's worked through a couple of different ideas, and finally there's a group of, I'll call it intellectual activists, that recognize that maybe there is a way that we can restore confidence, and that restoring confidence to our entire way of government is to get the people to rise up. And with the people rising up, put forth some initiatives that, with the people signing the initiatives, they can send it to the legislative body. The legislative body can pass it into law, and it's veto-proof by the governor. And so what they did is they took the process out and they did some surveys, extensive surveys, to figure out what are the issues. And what we have in front of us now is we have 11 initiatives that seem to touch on the hot points of what families and people within our community would like to see take place. And so in short, if we can get the 350,000 signatures on these statewide, we will get these processed into the legislature the first week of January. The legislature has an opportunity then to pass this into law, and if they don't, then it actually moves out to a referendum. So we can either get these moved into law the first week of January, or if our legislature balks at it, then it moves into a referendum later in the year. But the reality of it is, it gives the people a voice. And in my mind, that is significant. If you want to try to figure out what the issues are, you can go to the site letsgowa.com or letsgowashington.com. Either one will work. That's letsgowa.com. The first one is, and again, you're going to laugh when you hear about these because they seem so simple and so easy. Why do we even have to establish these as law within the state? We want to restore police pursuit. That's Initiative 1474. Simply speaking, I'd like to be able to cut out the conversation my own kids have where they're saying, you mean that if the police officer wants to pull me over, if I just speed away, he can't pursue me? And I'm saying, don't try that out, because if you do, and if I find out that you tried to evade a police officer, then there'll be a bigger price to pay when you get home. So anyways, we want to restore police pursuit. If we believe in the blue, and we want to have stronger communities that have some level of integrity with regards to law-abiding citizens, we need to restore that. The next one is we want to make hard drugs illegal. Yeah. And it's not about trying to reverse anything in the marijuana laws. Please understand that. If you look back and read the back part of the initiative, we are not trying to undo anything on the marijuana laws. All we're saying is that with regards to this initiative, if you have hard drugs on you, and I'm talking about cocaine or fentanyl or what have you, that if you have a quantity of it on you, then that should be illegal, and that should be subject to some kind of an arrest or some kind of a legal action. Right now, there is no legal action on it. You can have the hard drugs and you can carry them around. The next one is keeping guns from criminals. This is not about keeping guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens. This is about identifying that within the laws that we create. If you want to create laws that penalize the use of guns, do it only for the criminals, not for the law-abiding citizens. And then we get into some real fun ones with regards to finances. We want to trim the sales tax by 1%. We want to cut the state gas tax by 24.7 cents.
Amen.
We want to we want to give everybody that has their home a relief on their property taxes for the first $250,000, and that should be tax exempt. We should be able to repeal the capital gains tax that the legislature put into play in the last year. And then we go back to good governance. We want to be able to put the emergency powers review in play. And real simply on that, we want to be able to say that the governor should have some right to emergency powers, but not that goes on for 2 years. And we want to be able to say that if you want to exercise emergency powers, then the legislature should be reconvening every 30 days. And the legislature needs to shoulder the responsibility as to what's going on there. This cannot be about a one-man state.
Just a comment here, Matt. 11 o'clock, we have about 3 more minutes, then we're going to have Kim join us. So can you conclude in about 3 minutes?
I will be done in maybe 2.
Okay.
Curriculum transparency. Real simply, we want to be able to know that the parents and families can have access to what is the curriculum being taught in the schools. I don't know how we ever got away from that one. We want to be able to have the electoral college allocation. We want to be able to know that by region within the state, but with your congressional district, if a congressional district votes a certain way, we want that presidential vote to go with that congressional district. So real simply, this is not a winner-take-all state. We want to do like they have in Nebraska and in Maine, which is the electoral votes get allocated based on the votes within a congressional district. Finally, Voter Protection Act. We want to be able to make sure that there's transparency of our elections. I don't understand why we cannot have an audit of our election system. Third-party audits to the election system to be able to restore confidence. I want everybody to vote. I want everybody to vote legitimately, but I also want to be able to know that there's a trail that can be audited from the time that the ballots are printed all the way through to the time that they're put into storage. I want to be able to know that there's an audit trail from the people that are being collected up and being cast out as voters. I want to know that we have legitimate voters in play. Best part now on this is we succeed with this year. We're looking at repeating the process next year. So go to the letsgowa.com and identify on there if you have ideas, anyone in the state, if you have ideas as to what you would like to see for future initiatives, then put the ideas down there and they'll be considered. And we can repeat the process next year with 10, maybe 20 initiatives if we want to.
Amen.
It's all about restoring confidence to the people and that the people have a voice in this government. Is that about time?
Again, this is meant to be an informative forum, and these initiative issues, I think, have interest regardless of your political persuasion. So thank you, and we do have those initiatives out in the foyer to be, if you have not yet signed up and would like to. Thank you.
Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal, and let's get these initiatives signed. Thank you.
Next, we have